Hello, my name is Ann Marie Beale, minister of Unity Church of the Cumberlands. Today I thought we'd do some real short metaphysical Bible interpretation stories. Now what we mean by metaphysical interpretation is that all the stories of the Bible are stories that have great deeper meaning. In Unity we look at them as every person, place, or thing is an aspect of our consciousness. And so the stories come alive when we look at them this way. Let me give you these two examples. Jesus and his apostles were fishermen. So he told many parables that had to do with fishing, of course. And they fished in the Sea of Galilee. Now, metaphysically, the Sea of Galilee, well, the water usually always represents, in esoteric terms, the emotional nature and the nervous system. And they were out there fishing, and a storm came up really suddenly on the Sea of Galilee. This is something that often happens on that sea. And the storms can be violent and dangerous. And so the apostles were suddenly very scared and afraid. And here was Jesus asleep in the boat. And so they woke him up and screamed at him, help, save us. And he must have just rolled his eyes and looked at them and said, "O ye of little faith." And then he calmly stood up, looked out at the waves and the raging sea, and said, "Peace, be still. Peace, be still." Now this is a real easy story for us to see right now. And with the virus that's going around, our boat has been rocked. It's rocked our boat, hasn't it? And many people are afraid and anxious. And so we need to call forth to wake up the Christ within us that is often asleep in us. And just look out and say, "Peace, be still." The virus is forcing us to choose, what do you really believe? Do you really want to give that power to the world out there? Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters or the divine presence in you? Many people wait to feel peace till it's all over. But we call forth that peace now in the midst of the storm. We say, "Peace, be still." So that's our first story. The second story is also about fishing. Jesus helping his friends catch fish. You see, in this story, the apostles had been out fishing all night, and they hadn't caught a thing. And they're whining and complaining that they hadn't caught anything. And Jesus looks at them and says, in one version the story says, "Go deeper." And the other version it says, "Put your nets on the other side of the boat." Now fish are divine ideas in the sea of consciousness. Don't we all go fishing for ideas to come to us? The other side of the boat, or deeper waters, simply means changing your perception and focus from the outer appearances to something deeper, looking at that differently through the eyes of spirit, calling forth that spiritual vantage point. And when the apostles did this, they caught so many fish. How many fish did they catch? So many that it almost broke the net. So remember, both of these two stories are stories of your own nervous system being out of balance. And all we have to do is say, "Peace, be still." Call forth the sleeping Christ within us. Wake it up. Realize your divinity and be at peace. Have a good week.